In the search for Scotland's Home of the Year, our judges have travelled the length and breadth of the country. Architect and university teacher Michael Angus, renowned Glasgow-based interior designer Anna Campbell-Jones, and globally recognised lifestyle blogger Kate Spears have visited 27 exceptional homes. Now the judges are celebrating the finalists from each of our 9 regions. They must choose only one of them to be this year's winner.
We saw 27 incredible homes. It's just been such a good variety. We've got a bit of everything, and it's really great to see them all come together.
The imagination that has been shown by some people in transforming their homes has been quite remarkable.
We've got homes that are very DIY. We've got homes that have been designed extremely carefully and every single detail thought through.
But only one of them can go home with a trophy.
The standard of homes this year are definitely up a level, if that was even possible.
Fascinating range of new build versus conversion.
We've got to pick one winner out of those 9 finalists, and it's going to be a very, very difficult decision.
I don't know what Michael's going to say or what Kate's going to say. Yeah, there's a responsibility that we have to make a good decision today.
It is incredibly difficult to pick one winner from those 9.
Our final brings us to the beautiful House for an Art Lover in Glasgow. Here, the judges will decide on Scotland's Home of the Year, awarding the trophy to the winning finalist.
I'm very proud of our house. I really like people's reactions when they come in, because quite often they go, wow.
My cottage has an atmosphere that was there long before I got there, so I think that's the most special thing about it. I'm so thrilled to be here today. It's great.
It's always had a good feeling to it when you're in the house.
All about feelings. It's that whole feeling of safe and community and being together. It's lovely.
It was just so nice to have the opportunity to take something and restore it to its former glory.
Doesn't matter what the weather is, you know, if you're happy, if you're sad, it's just a nurturing feeling when I walk into it. It just lifts my spirits.
I think our home encapsulates the family.
It's years and years and years of marriage and kids and collecting things, and yeah, we love our home, absolutely love it.
Jean's done a fabulous job in terms of colour and texture and everything. Otherwise, it would be a bit of a man cave if it was me on my own.
It's been a joint effort. It was just really flattering even to be considered.
Really still just sinking in. It's not something we expected to get as far as this.
Sadly, John and Genevieve from Rainbow's End are unable to be here today, so their son Josh and their architect Duncan are here to represent the Northern Highlands winner.
For me, it's all about childhood memories. It's a family home, you know. It's full of loads of stuff that we've all collected our whole lives, really, so yeah.
I think when we see them all laid out, it's really going to be tricky. In fact, all 9 finalists are just incredible, and any one of them I would love to see win.
I don't know who is going to win. I haven't got a clue. They are all amazing.
This time we've got to go from 9 to 1 in a day. So, yeah, quite scary.
This is the first time the finalists are meeting and their first chance to see who they're up against in the competition.
I love it. It's just one of those houses you just want to walk in and just, this is my house.
I'm just so impressed with the passion and the imagination and hard work that's gone into every single home. It's quite astonishing.
This is the kitchen window here that we dropped down and opened up. We've got a snug coming through here.
Love linking up the houses with the people and what they've created and why they've created and where they choose to live and how they choose to live. Love that.
So this kind of crest thing here.
Yes, I found it in a shop, this junk shop, and I thought, I love that. It's just been really lovely just to connect with people who are actually on your same journey. They're proud of the home, what they've achieved.
Amazing views.
Yeah, that's why we moved there. So.
I just feel really excited. I'm not nervous at all because, yes, it's a competition, but it's just a privilege to be here.
I think the judges have got a really tough task.
I like this.
Thank you. When we bought it, the original fireplace had been ripped out with a sledgehammer. What do you think, Jude?
Do you love your house? Do you love it?
To be here at all with all these lovely people who have created such amazing, really diverse homes is really something special.
Do you feel like you're on holiday all the time in that house?
Most of the time, yeah, I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really do have to pinch myself.
I know.
Rainbow's End is my reality day in, day out, and just trying to take a step back and thinking that maybe, you know, we're here, so it could happen, you know, that would be, how amazing would that be?
Look at that staircase. That's fantastic.
The size of that room is bigger than my house.
Everyone has a totally different perspective on what makes a home.
And everyone is as passionate about their home as you are about yours.
You're like me, we've got such a mixture of art collections and it all hangs together.
Yeah.
It's difficult to be objective about your own house. You stop thinking of that after a while as being exceptional.
Everyone who comes in loves it and they always come back.
I can imagine that's a really cosy space in the winter.
Oh, absolutely. And it's practical for us.
Some of the homes in Orkney and Shetland, they are of a really high standard. So to even be considered in the first place and then to actually make the final, that was a big boost.
Absolutely.
Applause.
Oh, hi. Oh, it's really lovely to see you all gathered here today. The people who live in these 9 amazing homes representing all the regions of Scotland.
It truly has been an honour and a privilege to come into your homes over the past few weeks. Each of you has a place to be proud of, so thank you for letting us share them.
We visited 27 homes from all around Scotland, from Shetland to the Solway coast. And of those 27 homes, you are our 9 worthy finalists. But from those 9, we have to select 3, only one of which can then be crowned Scotland's Home of the Year.
So, we'll see you all fairly soon. Good luck.
Now the judges must retire to the deliberation room and consider each home in turn before whittling them down to their top 3.
Well, so here we are, with our 9 beautiful finalists. Let's have a chat about them.
Yeah, why not?
Let's start with the Glebe, this beautiful home near Brecon.
Jane and her family charmed the judges with their renovated 18th century former church manse called the Glebe, winning the heat in Grampian and the Central Highlands. This home boasts 5 bedrooms, a formal dining room and an open-plan kitchen diner.
We love our spaces and they're really special to us. To get to this point, we're pretty flabbergasted and completely delighted.
You can just tell just by looking at it, it's just a beautiful home. I remember all the foliage growing up the front of it and just thinking this was like this beautiful sort of stage set of a home. I thought it was gorgeous.
A real curb appeal, doesn't it?
Your windows, are they all original?
Yes, original style.
What I loved about the Glebe was the way that they'd had fun with the spaces. You know, it sort of felt like they'd put a lot of passion into it, and it was always really, really fun and quirky.
That family kitchen with the island unit and the table and leading through into that cosy snug.
A whole wall taken up by that painting of the skating minister on the frozen loch.
Yeah, and that was even like a sort of slightly secret thing that you could only see if you were wiggling your way through from the master suite.
Yeah, sort of thing you might have actually put in your entrance hall.
Yeah.
It's actually put off you.
And next we're going to talk about New Street in Stornoway, Michael's fairy tale.
I think for me it was like Disney coming alive.
Moira and her partner Roddy captivated the judges with their eclectic home in Stornoway on the Isle of Lewis. New Street is awash with colour and repurposed items, making it a worthy winner in the Hebrides and Arran.
I often kind of imagine the previous owners going up and down that staircase and
Ghosts.
yeah, like all the memories that are kind of contained within that building. I like ours to be along the same line, just a continuum of a family home.
Can't have too many mirrors.
Well, I don't think you can have any.
I just love the depth you get with it and all the...
And the perspective.
Yes.
I do, I absolutely love that.
Something I absolutely loved was the collection of strange objects in jars in the living room. I mean, a jar of skulls. I've never seen one before, but now I would quite like to have one.
I love that out of everything in that home, that's what you choose. There was so much to love in there, wasn't it? And I fell in love with the sort of shabby chic vibe and that sort of vintage furniture and all the upcycled goods.
I love right from the outset this splash of colour on the door on this fairly innocuous facade.
Wasn't expecting that from you, Michael. You've come round, haven't you?
No, it should be painted black, but there you go.
How long did it take you to do it?
Well, we've been in 5 years, so we've just been kind of doing it bit by bit.
I'll never forget going through the door of the Northumberland Street townhouse and just seeing that magnificent entrance hall and just that beginning of that stair that you just knew was going to take you up to something magical.
Rachel and husband Adrian impressed the judges with their Georgian townhouse in the iconic Newtown area of Edinburgh. This 5-bed, 3-bath home has a kitchen, guest bedroom and TV room on the ground level, a master suite on the first floor, including a second living space, and the children's bedrooms on the top level.
We've refurbished our house to our tastes.
It's our home, it's where we bring up our children, it's where we have friends round. It just, you know, it sort of encapsulates us as a family.
Something that I really remember about this home was that relationship between the master suite, the dressing area, and the kind of formal living room on the first floor. They're treating themselves, which, you know, I think they deserve to.
Look at the bath in the bedroom.
Would you like a bath in the bedroom?
We put this bath into the bedroom and it took 8 people to carry it.
Remember this sort of oversized furniture and that giant oversized hand?
Yeah, we did a big high five with that, didn't we?
Yeah, it seemed very luxurious, didn't it, to have that sort of adults-only space. So, Park Terrace in Glasgow, the home that brought Anna to tears.
Oh, don't.
Hugh captivated the judges with his Park Terrace home, clinching the win in Glasgow and the Clyde Valley. This Victorian conversion ground floor apartment has 2 bedrooms, an ornate rotunda with a glass roof and a sumptuous sitting room with hand-gilded cornicing.
With my home, it's quite dramatic, and that's the atmosphere with the original interiors. It's the atmosphere of my artwork, my furniture, the colours. It's a reflection of what I do and what I'm about.
I have this one overriding memory of just this gold everywhere, which I thought was really quite something.
The cornicing in your sitting room is absolutely stunning.
When I bought the flat, most of it was broken. What
Did
happened?
you actually gild it?
Yes.
By hand?
By hand.
Felt like the homeowner had just bought everything he loved and turned it into a collection in his own home.
And that plant-filled sort of elliptical space that connected between the kitchen and then the kind of more private areas. I mean, it was just the most beautiful, fragrant, magical space.
Someone was investing so much passion into that flat that it was actually seeping out the flat and colouring the hall. So it's quite incredible.
So you're getting all kind of magical and mystical today.
Yeah,
magical, mystical, magical.
Next, we have Rainbow's End near Dornoch.
Rainbow's End enthralled the judges, winning in the Northern Highlands. This home has been extensively modified and extended, creating a vibrant 4-bed, 4-bath home with panoramic views towards Loch Fleet.
You can sit outside if it's a nice day, or even if the weather's not so good, you have the fire on, enjoy that view. I think that's quite unique.
I thought it was just a really fun home with loads of different places to be. I think that's what I liked about it. You could choose where you wanted to sit upstairs, downstairs, a little bit inside, a little bit outside, but everything all around that view.
And it's that inside-outside thing, which is so lovely to be able to achieve.
It kind of just feels like you're outside, just because there's so much glass.
Sheer glass.
Yeah.
They also had so much colour in there, you know, the pops of colour in the armchairs. It was just a delight to be there.
I'll never forget going into that bedroom and then discovering those doors that opened up, you know, into that fantastic, like, play area. You know, again, just a space I personally would never leave.
From one extended and reimagined seaside home to another, our judges have been taking time out to explore the homes of Scotland's past. Michael has visited Kinnaird Head in Fraserburgh to investigate a 19th century lighthouse which was built through a 16th century castle. Lighting his way around this unique work by the famed Robert Stevenson is museum guide Michael Strachan.
So this is our lighthouse here, inside our castle here.
Kinnaird Head is a very unusual place.
Do you think that caused problems when that was done? I'm just trying to imagine what would happen today if someone were to propose something like that.
Yeah, I think the planners would have a lot to say about it. I think even Robert Stevenson wasn't too keen to do it originally. It has been said he only really did it because his friend Sir Walter Scott had mentioned the lighthouse looked very quaint with a castle beneath it.
Kinnaird's lightkeepers personified the importance of the work-life balance for over 160 years, manning this station until almost 30 years ago.
This is quite a unique lighthouse in that it's still working, is that right?
That's correct. The room we're in just now, we'd refer to this as being the watch room or even the light room. When the sunset was approaching, you would connect the lens onto the machine by bringing together the main drive shaft. So that's everything connected. So now what we'll do, we'll just give it a very gentle push to get the rotation started.
God, it moves really easily.
It's not bad for 4 tons. There we are, that's all it requires.
We maybe think of home as a place of relaxing, and yet what we have here is a live situation, a living and a working, so the two actually seem synonymous. These are the quarters of the keeper then, is that right?
This room's really just for the very junior keeper, the supernumerary. A supernumerary is a training keeper. When you become the assistant keeper, you're given a house for you and your family to use at the station you were serving at. So moving around was part of the job.
Now I wonder if these premises are quite generous from a lighthouse point of view. All life has been played out in this room. We have a TV next to a cooker with a bed.
This is a very nice station to be at. Ordinarily, you would have less space if you were living in the actual tower. Just to give an example, would be the Bell Rock Lighthouse. You had 3 men there, and they were all living in one room in bunks. The space was so limited, the bunks were built into the curvature of the wall, and you had certainly less space than you would have in here.
I think it'd be really interesting to try and understand the lifestyle of somebody here, you know, from the moment they kind of get up out of bed.
So generally speaking, you'll be up for most of the night. You can have a bit of a rest if you're not on watch. And then when the sun comes up, you're then on to cleaning duties and things like that. So when you get beyond 12 o'clock, you might be on to your more relaxed time, your own time.
At that time, we had 3 channels on the television.
Oh yes, but less repeats. But they realised they could sit in that chair there, watch the television in that direction, and then watch the weight descending in the other direction. As soon as they saw the weight pass the door frame, they would run upstairs, wind the weight to the top again, and come back and watch their television.
So that is live work in action, isn't it? Interesting to try and imagine the life of a lighthouse keeper. You know, how do you live in a building like this, where you're under this constant obligation to work? There's something magical and something quite wonderful about lighthouses that goes way beyond that they're serving some sort of functional requirement. If I were to be asked, would I be a lighthouse keeper? Yeah, I would live here absolutely without question. I think every home should be built like a lighthouse, quite frankly. I don't see why any of us would not want to reach as high into the sky as possible and sit in this glorious room and just enjoy the world that we live in.
At the house for an art lover, the homeowners are continuing their wait as the judges deliberate.
So, the wheelhouse, Orkney.
Fisherman Liam and his partner Caro hooked the judges with their nautically inspired home, the Wheelhouse, and won out in Orkney and Shetland. Bringing this tiny, derelict old cottage back to life was a labour of love for the couple, who see it as a homage to their hometown of Stornoway.
Our home is so special to us. It's just where we relax and we enjoy our time together.
I actually felt as if outside the house I was in a black and white world that was cold and dark and miserable, and as soon as I came through the door I entered into this technicolor kind of warm dream of a house.
Yeah, I think with the fire and then all the fairy lights, it was really, really cosy in there. And I think, you know, it was such a small space, but it felt so welcoming.
I was just wondering where bits like that came from.
Just all off the beach. It's just like this wall. It's just all driftwood off the beach. It's got character in it. Yeah. Just make a feature wall out of it.
Yeah.
The art collection was absolutely incredible. I mean, I've never seen so many beautiful pieces crammed into such a small space, but yet without feeling overwhelming at all.
And if you, in the islands, if you were not spending enough time on boats, you could come home and feel as if you're continuing to spend time in a boat.
I did actually feel like I was on a boat when I was in there, especially the wheel.
It was a boathouse.
I got sea legs.
And we have the delightful mouse cottage near Pitlochry.
It was called Broom Cottage, and I changed it to Mouse Cottage because there was an artist who lived there and he carved little mice into the beams.
Lovely.
So,
Artist Penny charmed the judges with her colourful home, affectionately known as Mouse Cottage, winning in Perthshire and central Scotland. This eclectic, cosy two-bed, two-bath home has used clever design to prioritise functionality and comfort.
a lovely situation in a wonderful village with wonderful neighbours, and it's just a privilege to be there. It's my wee house for now.
A beautiful little cottage set in the most wonderful little landscape garden.
And even though the colour palette in there was quite refined, you know, it was quite grey on the wall, lots of white, but there was a wash with colour. The homeowner just had so much personality, and it really felt that when you're in there. You really got a feel for the homeowner herself.
I think at home is an ongoing project. I could never say it was finished because every time I go out I tend to buy a present.
But it never is finished. It never is finished.
One of the things I loved about Mouse Cottage was that there was a little ante-room that was filled with books and had a really comfy seat, and it was like a little secret hidey out reading spot. I sat there for a moment and I could have stayed there probably forever, actually.
Ardrossan Road in Seamill.
Chris and Jean bowled over the judges with their home, which overlooks Arran. This contemporary Scottish home brings the outdoors indoors and secured the win in Argyll and the West. The judges particularly liked the open-plan living and views across the Firth of Clyde.
For us, that was the appeal in the first place, wasn't it? Being very close to the water.
The smell, sound, and sight of the sea, an hour and beyond that. It's just perfect, no matter what.
I think the thing that sticks in my mind was that the bedroom suite and how cleverly that was arranged to give the journey through dressing area into the bedroom and then that incredible wall of glass.
It's actually quite colourful and quite quirky in there. You know, they'd had fun. I loved it. It was a lot happening.
What I remember was that hierarchy of spaces, like rock pools getting bigger every time. All the most special stuff was in the biggest one at the end. It was beautiful.
Rock pools.
Rock pools.
That's really good.
Yeah, I like that. Been up all night thinking about
Yeah. Isn't it always your dream to have a garden with a gate at the bottom that just takes you to the sea?
The beach, yeah.
Yeah, those views were incredible. So the Kelso house in the Borders, for me this home was the perfect little family space.
Kathy won over the judges in the Borders and southern Scotland, wowing them with her renovation of a former Victorian girls' school. The home is spread over 3 floors, incorporating 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, as well as a kitchen, living room, diner in the basement level.
We basically live in the kitchen. That's where we live.
So what was there beforehand? Did you
Absolutely
dig
nothing.
the
We had to dig
basement?
down to lay underfloor heating.
remember that formal room with those beautiful velvet sofas and that humongous gold mirror. It was so, so beautiful in there.
The thing I remember was the fun of the little cases where all the children's books could go, that they would be picked out like magazine racks.
Mm-hmm.
And you had this kind of youngster sort of stuff actually mingling with the more adult stuff.
It's really important for Jude to be happy hanging out there just as much as it's a great place for grown-ups. So I think I've achieved that. He seems to love it. So yeah, that's why we love the house.
I thought it was really clever to do a kids' room in strong monochrome.
Yeah, I like that.
I walked right into that one, didn't I? Dang!
Wouldn't it be nice if everybody could win?
I think it's a completely impossible task, and I've got no idea how anybody can narrow it down, what the lists of criteria are. I would not like to be them.
You know, everybody's house is so beautiful, and I don't think anyone would mind who won, because everybody deserves to.
As it is for Penny, country living is close to Kate's heart. She's travelled to Wester Cooterside Farm near Glasgow to experience 1950s rural life. Home to 10 generations of Reeds, manager Shirley McKeever shares their story.
So the kitchen, which actually doesn't look too far away from my own kitchen with the mint green and the open shelving. So this would have sort of been the heart of the home, and it would have been, you know, busy, a lot of time spent in here.
Absolutely. Anybody coming to visit would generally come through the back door.
So a lot of the little items here on the table, you know, you probably see them out on shelves today, but more, you know, as props or as ornaments.
Yes.
Can I ask what this is?
Yes, this is an early electronic toaster. What you would do, you would open the sides up here, and you would take your bread, you'd place it in as so, and it would go in, toast off, and then it would come out wonderfully toasted.
Beautifully done.
Beautifully done.
So Mrs. Reed was a farmer's wife. How would her day look? What would it entail?
First thing in the morning, he'd be milking the cows. She might actually help with some of those duties. Coming back in, home baking, always popular. Making the tea, making sure everything was running as it should be.
So a lot of her day would have been spent in this space.
Definitely.
I guess around the fire and busy, yeah, very important role.
This is where they would retire for an evening after their supper. They would come in, relax. Obviously, Mr. Reed did run a farm, so they had paperwork to attend to.
Oh, okay. So to sort of work out this space and...
Multifunctional room.
Yeah. I think I need to talk about the art here. Is this a sort of prize-winning cow up here?
Well, yes, they would have been very proud of their Ayrshire dairy herd and their milk production.
I love that, you know, you'd usually expect sort of family portraits when they've got their cows.
Exactly.
It's
very
adorable.
proud farmers.
This is the master bedroom?
This is indeed, yes.
Very tastefully decorated, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. Very bright.
Quite a lot of furniture packed into one room, isn't it?
Indeed, I know. And this furniture dates back to about the 1880s. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, everything was just handed down generation to generation by all the Reeds.
I feel like a lot of these pieces as well, you could probably have them now as well. It's not really, you know, quite
absolutely.
classic. When you think of a farmhouse, you're thinking mud and wellies and stuff, but up here it feels very pristine, doesn't it?
Very pristine. They always looked after it and maintained everything exceptionally well.
I guess they do feel like they have a duty to it, don't they, when it's been handed down through generations like that. I actually spent some time living on a farm as a kid, so it was nice to be back and sort of take in a farmhouse sort of way of life. I think the kitchen was a room that stuck out to me because it was quite timeless. It was like a freestanding kitchen, which I'm starting to see that a little bit more now. There's a lot of pieces, you know, that wouldn't look out of place today. Everything has sort of been handed down throughout generations, and I think that's something, you know, I want to take away with me because it's so tempting to buy new pieces all the time when there are antiques out there. All I'm saying is if the electric toaster goes missing, it wasn't me.
Back at the House for an Art Lover, the judges have the difficult task of whittling down the 9 finalists to their top 3.
So we've been really enjoying reminiscing about all these beautiful homes. It's time to start talking turkey.
I'm going to go with our Drossen Road. I just felt it was... I mean, I love that they'd played around with colour, but I think there could have been a lot more done with that master bedroom, with a balcony, but inside, it just felt like it needed a little bit more.
only kind of weak point for me was the kitchen. I think other areas of the house had a lot more layers of subtlety with pattern, textile, colour. The kitchen was a bit sort of shiny and monochrome. It didn't quite fit with the design of the rest of the home for me.
Oh, but I can't let it go.
Really?
No, I really can't. I thought there was something really quite wonderful about that flowing through the building, of which I don't think any of the others quite did that to such an extent.
I think it's definitely a worthy finalist, and I'm so happy that it made it this far, but for me, it's not a winner.
I kind of agree with Kate.
I wouldn't disagree. I think I have an instinct that there are others that stay in my mind more.
You know, we are, it's
Yeah, okay.
This is so difficult.
We have
okay,
to.
so this is horrible. It's going to be horrible and it's going to get worse.
Okay.
I'm going to put this over here.
Okay.
All right.
And now we have 8.
When I saw Mouse Cottage, I thought, that's a fabulous cottage. It presents well. It just has that relaxed look about it.
So if I was to pick Scotland's Home of the Year winner, it would have to be Liam and Carol. Their house is just incredible. It's got so much love and it's a small space, but there's a lot in it and it hangs together beautifully.
Okay, I'm going to put New Street up for discussion. I thought it was absolutely charming, a really, really creative home. It was jam-packed full of ideas, but it feels unfinished. It feels like a work in progress.
I absolutely loved being in New Street. It is so charming and just kind of encompasses family life, doesn't it? It was just had a little bit of everything. I'm so glad that it's made it this far.
I can't let this go. I'm categorically, at this point, I just cannot let it go. I think this is one of the most unique ones we saw. You walk past this home every single day and never think for 1 minute that there's all this wonder going on just literally behind a wall that is that thick.
Michael, that's right, you're going to have them all as winners.
Let one go already.
It's Scotland's Home of the Year.
Yeah, I feel very, very strongly about this
Okay.
one. I really do. I'd really, really struggle at this point to let this one go.
So we'll leave it here for now, but what are you going to put in its place?
I would offer up Kelso House, comparatively to New Street. I thought there was a tremendous care about it, but I suppose I've found it somewhat forgettable in that respect. It doesn't have quite, in my mind, the same level of originality, for example.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. In terms of the style of the interior, maybe less personal and more on trend.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Sometimes I did find it a bit bare, you know, down in the sort of basement kitchen. It needed a little bit more personality, I would say.
Okay, maybe it's time for Kelso House to go.
It's tough.
It is tough.
We love living there, so nothing can take that away. And to get that recognition would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's interesting to see what other people think of it. But we're happy there, so we already feel like we've won.
I really liked Moira and Roddy's house on New Street. You can tell sort of the love that's gone into what they've produced there. It just really reflects their personalities.
I think it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the glebe. It's very, very well styled in there, but you know, I know they're more formal rooms, and I think you can get away with that in such a big place, but it did feel a little bit like some of the rooms were a little bit staged. What does that mean?
Wow, that's a burn!
I loved it. I thought it was beautifully done, but just a little bit overdone at times.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not surprised at you saying that, Michael.
Well, it's a good point. Admittedly, I mean, incredibly powerful and considered decor, but I still found myself a bit like relieved when I got back out.
My favourite space in that home was actually the kitchen. It was the space that felt the most lived in. Other areas in the home, you couldn't quite imagine so much kids rattling around and toys and mess and family life. Okay, then.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Kate. It's not my winner.
I understand what you guys are saying.
It's okay.
Okay. It's all right. It's all right. You know, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Taking it on the chin.
So, the glebe is gone.
It was gone.
And then there were 6.
For some of our finalists, restoring their period home has taken a lot of dedication. For Anna's exploration into the homes of Scotland's past, she's travelled to Cooper and back in time to Damon Wilkinson's home. Damon searched high and low to ensure that everything here is authentic to his favourite decade, the 1940s.
What is it about this era that fascinates you so much?
Well, I love the aspect of it that there was new technology coming onto the market, and really some of it quite innovative, and things that were made to last. So we are able to use them even though they're 80, 90 years old.
I've seen quite a lot of vintage telephones. They all work?
Yes, they do, yeah. British Telecom still accepts the pulses that these dials send down the telephone.
That's fascinating. Wow. So did you have all these restored or made, or...?
No, this is actually the original covering and the original filling. This came up from Devon. I believe the original owner had it in their front room, which, as you'll know, historically, the front room wasn't used very often. So that's why it's remained in quite good order.
And what a brilliant position to sit and look at that view.
Yes, yeah, it's a very good idea to put the sitting room upstairs to get the benefit of the view. This is one of the larger bedrooms.
Oh, on every available surface, there are all these really interesting objects, decorative ones, and then functional ones, like that incredible teas made. And I don't know, what's that thing?
Well, that's a very stylised and modernised electric candle, which is automatic.
Oh, look at that!
Yes, and as you can see, it comes on when you pick it up and it goes off when you put it down.
Ah.
But when you get to wherever you're going, such as the coal hole or the outside toilet, if you press up the bottom of the candle, it stays on, so you can see what you're doing.
That's brilliant. Oh, this is lovely. So you've got all your gadgets in here?
Yes, yeah, lots of gadgets in here.
What's your favourite gadget?
I love the gas cooker.
That is amazing.
That's moved house with me twice. And you can see here, we've got in the Ideal Home magazine from July 1933, and that's our model of cooker.
That's exactly the same. Time we had a New World gas cooker. So how have you found adjusting to this kind of kitchen?
Clearly, we don't have quite as much worktop space as you would in a modern kitchen, but it can still work very well, and there's a certain enjoyment to be had from using these appliances that are so old and have stood the test of time.
Well, it's a much more varied tactile experience, isn't it? The handles on everything is different, there's loads more materials. It's just much richer environment than a contemporary kitchen.
Yes, yes, that's right.
I think this is the future. It doesn't feel like a sacrifice to not have modern technology when you're living in a home that looks as beautiful as that, and all the different ways of achieving warmth or cooking food are much more satisfying, more haptic. So actually, I think it's maybe better. I'm leaving here with a strong urge to create a really unfitted kitchen.
At the deliberations to decide Scotland's Home of the Year, the judges are continuing to whittle down the remaining finalists.
OK, so...
I'm going to offer up Rainbow's End, actually. There were things about it that I thought were amazing. I still felt, though, that there were some spaces in the building that just didn't quite gel for me. I remember thinking that when I walked into the main living room space, that I felt as if I was sitting with my back to the view sometimes, and there was just things about it. I didn't really feel as if I completely settled until I got to the bit outside.
This is a tricky one for me because I do genuinely love it. The rainbow bookcase, the view, it just felt like such a cosy, happy home. But upstairs was a bit too relaxed, perhaps, so maybe I am ready to say goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Actually, listening to the two of you, something that's occurred to me that if I was building that home in that location, I'd want my kitchen to be right in at the view. So that makes me feel a little bit less awful about agreeing with you and putting it in the pile.
Shall I?
Oh, yes, you do it, yeah.
Okay, we will say farewell to Rainbow's End.
I don't even know if I can watch.
This is actually really, really hard.
I know, it's horrible.
A lot of the things I love about Ardrossan Road are the things I love about Rainbow's End. I think there's a lot of parallels.
It's got these lovely spaces that really frame the views, and just a beautiful house.
We've never set out to make it some kind of show home. To have someone come in and judge it is a bit funny, but it certainly wouldn't make me change my mind. Like, if they don't like it, I wouldn't think, right, I've got to change everything.
I'm going to stir things up a little bit, and I'm going to put Ma's Cottage up for discussion.
Oh, Anna! I did not see that coming.
Is it almost too perfect? Is it over-curated? That's the question I'm floating.
I don't know, you guys.
Okay, so maybe to help this discussion, I'm going to suggest that we put another one in to the middle, the other tiny one, the wheelhouse in Orkney.
It's interesting because they're so similar. You know, there's a door in the middle, you've got the dormer windows, tiny to start with, still tiny, but both have been completely transformed on the interior.
For me, if I was choosing between those two, it's the wheelhouse. Absolutely, you know, it's too much of a tour de force. It's absolutely incredible, and actually maybe more forgiving than Mouse Cottage.
Yeah, I agree with you, I think, because I think with the wheelhouse, it just feels a little bit more genuine. It's not even a sea theme, it's just their life. You know, it's been picked out because they love it.
I had, I suppose, just a greater sense of being more welcomed into the wheelhouse in Mouse Cottage.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to do this. We're going to be mean to a little mouse.
No, do it quick.
Bye-bye, Mouse Cottage.
Everybody fills their home with the things they love and live the way they want to, so it's quite hard to criticise anything that other people do. But I think what's here today is awesome.
It's pretty nerve-wracking getting to be, because it is getting closer and closer and closer, and it's just a case of...
It's just a waiting game.
Having to go in and see and keep everything crossed we can.
It's going to be a great result all round, because
Absolutely.
everyone that we've met is so lovely, and I think all deserving winners.
So now we're down to 4. Do we think Northumberland Street should be in the top 3?
Northumberland Street, to me, is really just, I think, a wonderful piece of architecture before you even go through the door. And all that grandeur of those spaces is still intact. It's just because it's up against a sense of more uniqueness, I think, in the other 3. That's the bit that I'm struggling with.
It was so well styled and it was so concise and very considered, but you know, we talked about the kitchen being quite stripped back. For me, I just felt like it didn't feel like it could always be used. It felt a little bit too minimal for me.
I mean, we are nitpicking, and that is the point of this process. I did love the kitchen in Northumberland Street, but I don't think it was a very easy kitchen to cook in. And if cooking and preparing and sharing food and socialising is a fundamental part of what makes a family home, then I would concede, crikey. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this absolutely stunning home out of the final 3. Okay, let's have a look. So we have New Street, Stornoway, Park Terrace in Glasgow, and the wheelhouse in Orkney. That's our final 3.
I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with that.
The judges now have their top 3. New Street in Stornoway, Park Terrace in Glasgow, and the wheelhouse in Orkney.
Didn't want it to be the same as what everybody else has, to try and think outside that box and see what we could do with a little bit of craftsmanship that we have. One of me and Carol's favourite pastimes is going down to the beach, looking for driftwood and just whatever. So we'd gathered quite a lot of that and decided that we'd try and incorporate some of that into it as well. A lot of it is nautical themed. You know, we're coming from a fishing background of like 4 generations and decided to start collecting like nautical antiques and stuff like that, and really enjoy doing it and enjoy them to look at and that. So ended up gathering a lot of that. Paintings as well, just the same, just big on the Orkney theme.
You know, when it comes to the artwork, that's something that we both enjoy, and we both, you know, go to as many exhibitions as we can, and we just appreciate art. And we always think a house isn't a home without artwork on the walls. It makes it feel cosy, it makes it homely, and it does transport you back into an old-time home, I think. And for us, that's what we wanted.
I just wish that I was around in the 1800s so I could have seen what it was. I think I would have fitted in just grand.
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have been a herring wife. Not a chance.
I was doing interiors for 28 years. I felt completely over it. I thought I'd really want to come back to Scotland and do something completely different. I remember the day that I got the keys. I remember I walked in and I had a good look around. I remember thinking, oh, Hugh, what have you done? What have you bought? To say the flat was broken is an understatement. I literally had to go right back to the beginning. Every day just uncovered another secret, some brilliant ones, some not so brilliant, like so there's bits of rot in the windows. But also, when I was taking off wallpaper, I discovered the beautiful friezes. I actually found the original colour schemes, so I decided to work with those colours. I really felt this had to be the way it is today. By working in this flat, it actually got me to fall in love again with interiors. The flat, I think it's quite a healing flat, and people love it.
It was almost like a mission to make a really good home base for me and Roddy, and then for the children too. And just that kind of a really stimulating environment, and somewhere that you can't wait to get back to after a busy day. And
yeah, it's not precious either. It's
No.
not really, you know, like wipe your feet or don't draw on the walls and kids sticking things up everywhere.
yeah, it's a very real home. Yeah. I never set out to, right, I'm going to go and buy this today, or I need this. It's just, if you're out and about, if you're in a second-hand shop or in an old house or wherever, you might see something and it gets the hook in you, and you think, yeah, I could do something with that. I could add it into the whole spectrum of things.
The collection is, I mean, what you see in the house is a fraction of Moira's collection, really. Terrifying.
Yeah. I have to be smart with storage solutions. I don't know where to draw the line between my work and my actual domestic space. It's exciting to have such a great space to play with, really. And there's no hurry, because it's evolving all the time, and the children's needs and everything, you know, it's evolving. So we just kind of roll with it.
All right. We start thinking about which one of these wonderful, wonderful homes is Scotland's Home of the Year. It's just now these kind of tiny, tiny incremental differences.
It just does some other trick, or it's got some other layer or some other level of investment that just lifts it slightly above the other two.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I suppose for me, this idea of a responsibility not only to create a beautiful home for yourself and your friends or your family, but also to contribute to the future of that building. And the one that I think should win is the one that I think does that to the nth degree.
For me, this home just felt so genuine when you were inside. It really did have something special about it that made you want to stay. And I just think you could spend a lot of time there and never really take it all in. It was just, there was so many sort of secrets waiting to be discovered.
And as you move through this home, actually, it's more sophisticated than first appearances give you.
Well, that's always magical, isn't it? That what you saw on the outside suddenly revealed more. You enter into this completely different world that takes you on a completely different journey entirely, that you'd not want to leave. If you go back into the real world, you go, no, this isn't the real world. That was the real world.
My new real world.
My new real world.
So a truly life-enhancing home to be our winner. Is that it? Are we agreed unanimously on this home to be the winner?
Yes.
So we have found Scotland's home of the year.
Shall we go tell them?
Yeah.
I think we should.
Now the judges have done the hard part. They have a chance to talk to all the finalists before announcing the winner.
Hi.
Rainbow's End.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Michael.
Josh.
I love this painting that you had in the living room. What was the story behind that?
It was actually given to me about 30 years ago by a friend.
It's a real privilege to be allowed inside people's homes, and it's incredibly generous of the homeowners to let us in.
Oh, we loved it so much.
It's a bit different.
Yeah. We were there on such a cold day, and then we came in, the fire was lit, and there was all the fairy lights. It was just a dream. I feel very fortunate to be able to look through so many beautiful homes. You know, we're looking at people's personal spaces, and to be able to sort of snoop around and take it all in. I get a lot of inspiration as well when I'm in the homes.
Everybody's house is so amazing.
You've enjoyed looking at the other ones as
Oh,
well.
it's fantastic.
And I was thinking there were like rock pools come from the hall, the water drips into the next rock pool, which is then down and drips down, and then drips down. I thought that was really, really nice.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh gosh, it was absolutely wonderful.
It's been quite an exemplary standard of homes this year. There's none of the 9 finalists that you would ever forget. Some are really quite unique.
I think maybe I should have cleaned the fridge door.
Oh, no, we had to do that. That was like one of our favourite bits.
Thank you so much for letting us have a little snoop around.
It's been amazing. It's been a really amazing experience.
Good.
I just want to thank you all again for letting us look at your wonderful homes and for allowing them to be considered for Scotland's Home of the Year.
Yeah, it's been a bittersweet time for us today. It's been so lovely to be able to discuss your homes again, but not quite as fun having to narrow them down and to pick only one winner.
We've had to compare and contrast 9 stunning homes, but all very different. We've had everything from a 3-storey townhouse to a 3-room cottage. But despite the differences, each and every one is a potential worthy winner.
So, we had the difficult task of narrowing it down, and in no particular order, the first home to make it into the final 3 is a home that really, well, it melted my heart. It was a home that had been put together with so much care and so much love. It was absolutely stunning. It's Park Terrace in Glasgow.
The second home is the truly unique, whimsical and quite magical New Street in Stornoway.
And the final home in our top 3 is a home we loved for its charming, cosy vibes. It's the Wheelhouse on Orkney.
Oh, it's exciting. But there can only be one winner. And it gives us great pleasure to announce that Scotland's Home of the Year is Park Terrace. I cried in your home.
This is beyond my wildest dreams. I've never had anything like this before in my whole life. It's just been brilliant meeting everyone here and just seeing every incredible home. And, you know, I'll take this in honour of all of you as well. It's just absolutely, I'm just blown away. I'm really blown away. This is like... I'm very proud, very, very proud. And I can't thank everyone enough, but it's just been a wonderful journey.
Oh, it was just such a joy to meet Hugh and to talk to him a little bit more about the huge amount of effort and love that he put into creating a masterpiece.
Lots of very special people producing amazing homes. Proper homes is the right word, rather than houses, rather than show homes. It's where people live.
They're all so different and they're all beautiful.
Some really stiff competition, you know, but it's been a really amazing experience, actually.
We've seen so many amazing homes, and it's been spectacular to see the variety, and it's just all come together.
Being top 3 of Scotland's Home of the Year it's turned my knees to jelly. I just feel so ecstatic.
It's a really eclectic mix of people and obviously a really eclectic mix of properties, but it's been brilliant. They're a really nice bunch. It's been great hanging out.
We just enjoyed every moment of it.
It was wonderful to meet the homeowner who'd actually done the work. You could see in him that he was just a man full of heart and full of give and full of care.
Lovely people, amazing houses. And I think Hugh's flat, I'm knocked out by the work he's done. Truly astonishing. Such a nice guy.
We've said to him, can we come and stay with you?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've already booked our monk.
I know, and we've organised a party there the night as well, so he doesn't know about it yet.
I'm feeling exhilarated. I'm so honoured. I really can't believe I have won this award. It means so much to me.